All right, a recap of the show. I'm going to list the songs they played last night. Talking about BAND-MAID. No God, Play, Unleash, Domination, Dice, Blooming, Don't You Tell Me, Hate, Afterlife, From Now On, Sense, Bestie, Daydreaming, YOLO, Endless Story, Choose Me, Brightest Star, Shambles, Protect You, Alone, Different, Magie, and Influencer. Now, things that stand out. Seeing BAND-MAID in Japan was incredible. It started with meeting some of the warmest and uh, just kind people I've ever met at a show. I met a lot of people who have been following me, and obviously I've never had a chance to meet, and it was so cool and humbling and just an amazing thing to do. So it was cool to Desan translated for me for a lot of people, and we talked quite a bit ourselves. Very nice. Met some people from Patreon, which is super awesome. Um, and then into the venue. First thing about the show was they had a different backdrop. Instead of having the BAND-MAID symbol right in the center, they had the bottom of one of the towers from the artwork from the new album as a backdrop, and it was projected. And I thought, that's projected. They'll probably change up the background for the rest of the show, and it did. It changed for different songs and stuff. And then there was BAND-MAID symbols on either side of the tower with a couple street lights with flags on them. Either side of the stage. Really cool. We were 20 rows back, but it wasn't a bad spot at all. We were just in front of the sound booth by about 3 rows, so the sound was really, really good. Psyche's vocals were a little hot, but I'm not really complaining. Everything else sounded great. I barely needed ear protection. It was awesome. And I could actually see Akane, probably the best out of any show I've been to, because there was no obstruction. People were all doing hand motions and stuff, and it was never like an issue because it was always moving, and there was no phones. Everybody was enjoying the show. Everybody was queuing off each other. It was great. BAND-MAID sounded incredible. Psyche, dude, she nailed everything with strength, not just hitting notes, but like with strength. You know what I mean? It just sounded the best ever. As far as the songs go, oh man, it was a hell of a set list. Dice, it was one of my favorites anyway. That was incredible. Unleash was incredible. They were all great. There was nothing wrong with any of the songs, but the ones that stand out, Don't You Tell Me, is so freaking good, dude. Like, it just gets better and better and better every time you hear it. And hearing it live, it's so heavy, it's so powerful. Hate is incredible. From Now On, man, they came out. They started that. You can tell Konami loves playing that song. Just into it the entire time. It's just a 4-minute solo for her, but it's incredible, dude. That song live, I will never ever get tired of it. When Bestie started, it's a song I like anyway, but I was a little more surprised at how excited I was when it started. It sounded incredible. Then they went into Daydreaming. Oh my god, obviously Daydreaming, right? YOLO, Endless Story. Endless Story was a little not quite in the middle of the show, but far from the end. So it didn't end with that. Choose Me was absolutely fire. Brightest Star was a really cool song. Probably the best sound I've had of it was at the show. So that was pretty awesome, and it sounded awesome. Shambles was a fucking just awesome, dude. Konami, there was a solo section before it. They started off with was that the one where it was, I think, just Miku went over to Konami's spot, and then Misa and Akane, they just did a jam. It was really cool. And then I think that's the one where right at the end of their jam, Konami comes out and just hits a note, and then they went into Shambles, I think. So going from that instrumental into Shambles, and just Konami just lays into that riff, and it was so freaking awesome. Then Protect You. First time they performed it live, and anybody heard the whole song, and it has one of the coolest Konami solos. She was playing it, she did like a normal length. I'm like, please go longer, and she went longer and doubled the solo length. That was incredible, man. Great solo. Um, she had her new guitar, which it's a private stock series PRS, which I think, from what I've talking to other people, um, Konami was just geeking out about the guitar itself, explaining how it all works and everything, all the little things. I could tell she's doing that. But then, from what other people said, she said was that it is her design. It's not a signature model, but it's her private stock model. So, whatever the fuck that means, whatever PRS, just give her a signature model. But she's got her own guitar, which is really cool. But it's not going to be sold here, and it's probably going to be like 12 grand. Different Magie was really awesome. Again, just really cool seeing these songs live. Then they ended with Influencer. I like Influencer. I like that song. I've always liked that song. But when they were ending with it after hearing Endless Story for so long, I was like, Influencer, really? Like I was like, okay. And then they started, and then they got to the solo section. It was probably the longest jam session they had that they've inserted into a song, longer than Hate was, and it was freaking amazing, dude. And then there's a drum solo in it too. And then when the way they came back out of the solo section back into the solos, original solos for the song was just masterful in writing this journey from, oh, we're going on a jam, and then it came back into, and it just hit so hard and ended. It was just absolutely amazing. So I can't say enough about the people who were there. People who wanted to meet me. It's unreal. I wish I could retain names, but I can't. But thank you so much for coming up and saying hi. I love talking to you, and saying hello and making connections with people, like in real life. And it means a lot when you know you've you've watched my videos, and just getting that back and forth in person is really cool. So that's all I wanted to say, man. It was a great thing. I'm traveling off to Tokyo now. Well, not to now, but today, to go see Gunkure and Dragtown, and meet those guys in person. So that's gonna be really fun. And that's it for now. More to come. I don't know if I'll get to talk to the guys tonight. I hope I will. But I will maybe do an update tomorrow or something. Thank you very much.